I hope the bags under my eyes aren't too bad. But welcome to medical school. Good morning and welcome back to my channel. It is Shay Michelle and I'm so happy that you are joining me today. Thanksgiving is approaching and it's time to be in the home stretch with everything going on. I'm a third-year medical student and I'm currently on my last rotation because we started rotations halfway through our second year. And so this is just about month 9 for me when it comes to core clerkship rotations. And I am currently on family medicine and then we'll be finishing up right before Christmas break, and Thanksgiving is in the next few days. So this is like my last day in clinic before my like very mini Thanksgiving break. The site that I'm at, it's a 9 to 5, as most family medicine doctors. Your family medicine department is generally like your primary care physician. That's the person you see routinely. They do like chronic care and chronic management of a lot of illnesses. And so I would say the things I see most in clinic are like I see diabetes, hypertension, osteoarthritis, just like anything, literally checkups, tons of physical exams. Honestly, half of the appointments are usually physical exams, from kids still in school to adults needing paperwork for work, all of that jazz. That is kind of the all-encompassing scope of family medicine. It's a very wide practice. It involves so many different things and there's so many different avenues to kind of create the exact kind of niche that you would like to do. It's 7:42 right now. I actually woke up at 6 a.m. to do some studying. Now, I'm gonna give full disclosure, I do not normally do this. I don't normally wake up at 6 a.m. to study. I actually do normally wake up at 6 a.m. to work out, because I just can't work out after clinic. I'm too exhausted. But you know, some people will tell you, oh, I wake up at 5 a.m. to study. I'm going to fully admit I don't do that. At one point I tried to while I was still in the pre-clerkship phase and it didn't last long, but I'm definitely not doing that now. So I woke up at 6 a.m. just because I have a lot of things to do, a lot of stops to make as soon as I leave clinic. It's 7:42. I try to leave my apartment by like 7:45 ish, because it takes me a while to get to the clinic and I'm supposed to be there by 8:30. And then generally the physicians I work with, they start appointments between 8:20 and 8:40, but they're usually phone visits or video visits, so nothing that requires me necessarily. And then in-person visits usually start at 9 a.m. And then it goes like 9 a.m. to 12:30. And then I do lunch from like 12:30 to 1:30. And then from 1:30 to like 4:30 is when they take appointments. But mind you though, there's a new person coming in every 20 minutes. Like every 20 minutes is another appointment slot. And it just gets very busy. I think this is, when it comes to like number of patients, like quantity of patients I'm seeing, this is the most patients I think I've ever seen in a day. It's literally another appointment every 20 minutes. The doctors usually have me go in first. I get everything, all of the information of what's going on. I write the note and then I go and present the patient to the physician, and then we'll go back in for only a few minutes and the physician will be like, oh, my medical student told me this is going on. These are your concerns. And then they just give the plan directly. So it kind of cuts out a lot of time for the physician and we're able to see double the patients, because usually while I'm in there talking to a patient, the physician is also seeing another one. So we can kind of power through them fast. And I think they really do enjoy when the medical students are there because it just moves things along. But that's the general flow of things. And then where I'm located for my family medicine rotation, I actually am assigned a different doctor every morning and afternoon. So it's like double the like experience and just seeing how people run things, because every doctor does things a little bit differently. So that's kind of the gist of what I'm doing. This morning I'm actually with the physician I have not worked with yet. And then this afternoon I'm with a physician I know I have worked with, and they are a little bit younger and they tend to let me out a little bit early. So instead of leaving at like 5 p.m, they usually let me leave at like 3 p.m. I'm actually about to head to the hospital because it's now 7:45 and then I will keep you updated during clinic.
There have actually been some amazing changes in my schedule, I must say. First things first, the physician I was supposed to be with this afternoon is actually sick. So I'm now in my car. It's 1:47. And generally, you guys, I promise you, I don't get dismissed till like 5:30. So this is absolutely amazing because, you know, we have a ton of errands to do. But we'll get to the errands because I have to drive like, well, right now it's only 30 minutes, but if I got out any later than this, it would be more like an hour. I have to drive all the way to like get my eyebrows done, Costco, Target. There's a lot of things happening. In terms of what I did this morning, I was legit standing from 9 a.m. to 12:30 nonstop because the physician I was with, they do not go back to their office. All the other doctors I've been with, it's like we go see a patient, they come back to their office for a few minutes, look at the next patient, you know, and go back and forth. But this physician comes in super early. They would look at every single patient, already start to know everything. And then once the day started, we just did not even go back to their office. We just went from room to room to room to room. And so one of the nurses warned me actually when I first got in the clinic, and they were like, "Woo, I hope you're ready to run." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then now I understand what they were talking about because it's such a non-stop thing. Like you legit don't take a break. And you just keep going and going and going. So that's exactly what was happening. I did not get a break, but I saw a variety of patients. A lot of them had like extensive medical histories with lots of chronic issues, but there was a ton of diabetes. We actually are in the midst of possibly diagnosing somebody with gout, and they might be having a flare up on their knee. And so I was kind of asking the doctor what led to that, but it was just kind of when you felt their knee, it was a lot warmer compared to the other side, and kind of with their history. And like, we were just diving deeper, but they started the test for that. It was a lot of medication reconciliation. Kind of in primary care, a lot of times you have to see how people are taking their medication, and sometimes people don't take their medication because they may not like the side effects. So just making sure that we stay up to date with what's going on and how we can best help from a clinical medicinal perspective. That's what was going on this morning. So now I'm going to start my errands, and then hopefully I can go back to my apartment and do a little bit of studying before I'm too tired or I need to pack. Okay, so time to go.
I'm back in my room and it is currently 3:58 p.m. and let me close the door. I actually have bought a boatload of packages from Amazon, school and trip related. So I'm gonna try to open the school stuff first so I can show you guys what I have bought most recently. I actually bought two different Step 2 books. I bought this Step Up to Step 2 checkbook because it was recommended by my advisor, and just looking at it, I'm actually pretty pleased because it's not that big. I'm gonna show you guys my Step Up to Medicine book, which was for internal medicine. That is huge. This was the first book I bought. It's in my first vlog for rotations in internal medicine. But compare this book, which is Step Up to Medicine, which is like to help study for internal medicine, compared to this Step Up to Step 2 book. Do you see the difference in the thickness of these books? Here's another angle. And then I also bought this book. It's called Step 2 Secrets, another book recommended by my advisor. And this is a little book, you guys. This is like, now in comparison to these, this is like half the height and like also very skinny. So I'm excited. I haven't opened it. It literally still has the plastic on it. But from the previews, it seemed like it was more of a bullet point style book. Let's open it. This is very, it seems like concise. Like it's literally like a question in blue and then the answers in black. You probably didn't see that, but. So I'm gonna keep these two books handy so that I can at some point maybe like gloss over them or something like that, maybe read them. It won't be too long of a read, but I will say it's like, I don't read these books like I would read a book I'm reading for fun. Like this is more kind of like glancing over the topics. Of all things, I like these books because they have different charts and things and diagrams, and it allows you to make like direct comparison, because I feel like it's always one very specific thing or reason why it's disease A over disease B. So I like these books because they kind of give you that direct, this is what you'll see in disease A compared to disease B. The rest of those packages are solely for my trip. I think I'm gonna pack a little bit, then I'll come back. I'm gonna try to do some more Anki and some more UWorld before the day is done, and then we'll go from there. It is now 5:45. I am now going to finally get some studying done. And that is going to begin with UWorld. It usually takes me about 30 minutes to do 10 questions. So I'm gonna do my 10 questions and then Anki, and then hopefully I feel content. I think I'm gonna try to get through all of that and then we can go from there. And just like that, it is 7:30 p.m. right now, and I just finished my Anki. I did another 10 UWorld questions that went well, so hopefully the trend can keep going. And then I did 30 minutes of Anki. I did Anki from like 7 to 7:30, and then in between all this time, I did a little bit of Love Island watching games, the new season. Actually, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, this was a pretty realistic day in the life for me on this family medicine rotation. Besides me getting out of clinic early, because it's generally like 9 to 5 p.m. Besides that, I usually, you know, go to clinic. I try to wake up and work out in the morning. I don't normally study, but I try to work out, go to clinic, and then when I come back, I try to do 20 UWorld questions at least. And that's honestly all I've been trying to do. And then an hour-ish of Anki. I really haven't built up to an hour of Anki. We're more like 30 minutes. I don't know, my attention span as these rotations continue is just decreasing and decreasing. On that note, thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.